Which part of the tier list are we on? Oh yeah, the urban tier, I think. From large city block to city, it's city block to large city block level. So let's get right to it. So first up we got Doomfist. Doomfist is in part 24. He can punch really hard, and he got one shotted by Ichigo when he got super fucking racist. Like because Ichigo, like he's half human, half racist. Next is Titan from part 7. He didn't get much screen time at all. He appeared at the beginning, gets like something stolen, then it was never touched upon again. He does nothing and is left in a box the whole part. But he's pretty strong. He can do some things, the usual. Next is Azuro from part 2 OVA. He was able to learn the power to not give a fuck. That's what it's called. It's called exactly not give a fuck. And this is taught to him by Shio, and this power allows him to just not give a fuck, and it did like a lot of damage to Eggman, which is pretty cool. Next is Tinky Winky. Tinky Winky was actually from part 9. Never actually made an on-screen appearance, but is one of the utmost classic characters of all time in the Entropy series. Tinky Winky is pretty strong. He fought alongside Ed. When Ed was killed, Tinky Winky got a massive amp and was able to defeat whoever he was fighting, which I forgot. But Tinky Winky, he's built different. He's built different. Okay, next is Plankton from part 12, The Mistake. The bad one. So Plankton's power was that it's like in that movie Sponge Out of War, he just goes buff mode. But his Mirage was, I don't even had a Mirage, but he was pretty strong. He scared Johnny and whatever that woman was called from Fire Emblem. Twin Tails, red hair. Looks a little angry, that one. Oh. Okay. Next is Todd, aka Squadron Todd from the Entropy Adventures Expansion 3. This dude's pretty scary because he has the death touch. He's practically an inferior version of Shigaraki from part 17. He can touch you and he give you like every STD. Well, not actually, he'll literally just rot your flesh on touch and devour it. Because his body is covered in all these these infinite billions to trillions of microorganisms that practically shred and devour anything on touch. So it feels like he's literally cutting you away. Okay, next on the list is Sane from part 12, The Mistake. And his power was that I don't even fucking know what he did. He had a sword and fought someone, and that was about it. He did appear at the funeral at the end. Next is Iggy from part 10. Iggy obviously has his classic Mirage, being a fool, and so he fought. So the only thing we know that Iggy truly did was that he fought Bubba, who was in I think the previous tier, and beat him, and came back unscathed. So Iggy's definitely a whole league above him, so that's fair. Next is Shio, practically the same power as Azure, but just better. Well, actually, no, it's not actually better. It's just that he can use it more efficiently and consistently, and is bulkier to Azure's gay ass. So next, there's water running in the back, and this was actually put in after I did the first voice recording. I was completely wrong about Eustace. I was mistaking him for Meng Dao. His actual power is that he's able to create these iFunny watermarks, and I think he used them on Joker and was able. No, not Joker. He used them on 8 and completely froze 8. But Joker was a far better comedy master, and he kicked his ass. That's what his power did. Sorry. Is Manny Heffley. Manny Heffley's power is Rowley. That's his Mirage, and he's able to use Zooey Mama, which it's a pretty strong ability. I actually don't know what it actually did because the person he used it on didn't work on them, and Sora kicked his ass. So he used it on Sora, and Sora kind of just passed it off and kicked his ass. It somehow went from a battle from outside the Eiffel Tower to like the top of the Eiffel Tower. I don't know how it happened, but it did. Next is Grovile from part 15. So he actually holds a time-based ability, which already he's pretty low just because of that, because those aren't great abilities. But so what his power is that it's like an inferior version of Cyrus. He's able to move a person, not a mirage, because those don't work. He's able to move a person to a different section of time within a close radius of himself. So he was able to teleport and away from Dust Noir, so they could defeat and kill Dust Noir, who was making End practically invincible. Next is Death Knight and Aldrin, because in part 13, Death Knight was a separate character, but the author of part 13 kind of just said, yeah, fuck it, retcon. So inside the armor of Death Knight is Aldrin. For some reason, Aldrin now has that armor, and he's pretty scary. He like almost killed, he practically did execute Jonesy. Next is Nostalgia Critic. Nostalgia Critic had his mirage is that he's able to create this dark cum world where he's this demigod and he can just and he's practically godlike. And yeah, his power is pretty wacky. I don't know what it would have actually done if Gengar didn't like create an illusion of the nerd. Next is Gordon from Entropy Adventures Expansion 1, otherwise known as something else that I forgot the name of. Okay, so Gordon, he's like an MMA guy. Okay, he punches. He's practically like Chad from Bleach. That's practically what he is. He's got the Spanish named moves. He's got cool thingies, and he can punch hard, shoot projectiles like Chad, and he has like this bewitching aura that he had from this funny spider called Mithra, and just know he's pretty tough. He can punch hard. Next is Smoke. It's Smoke from Entropy Expansion 2. And his power is that he's able to create a smoke of gas, I think. So this smoke like lowers your accuracy, and it has like the power of the flood. So he's able to like transmutate his limbs into like blades and shit. He's pretty scary. Alright, I'll assume that was what he was. Next is Fumes. Fumes' power was that he's scary. Wait. Hey, Fumes is able to create a fog. Well, like a fume. I always call it fumes. These fumes that impair your vision. And his unique intrinsic value is that he can like transmute himself into like necromorph like creatures and from Dead Space. And he's pretty scary. He can he can become like the Tormentor, bro. He's spooky. Next is Vapor. Vapor. He can create. He practically uses. Okay, this is like one ability is like his Vapor. Apparently, he can like manipulate. Well, first of all, he can manipulate water. I don't know what the fuck I was doing there. 2, on top of being able to manipulate water, he's able to create this vapor mist. And if you're standing in it, it practically shreds your health as if it was like Pestilent Mercury from Dark Souls 3. Yeah, and his intrinsic, I kind of forgot, I'm gonna be real with you. But I've marked my words that it's probably something cool. Next is Smog. Smog, I don't think he even made a Smog of any kind, because I don't think they did too much damage for that part to even come out. But he has the power of Siva. Yes, his body is enhanced by these Siva nanites, and he's pretty scary. He's the Siva density critical. He's pretty tough and scary and spooky. He also looks cool. He's pretty cool. Next is Gas. He makes this gas of hallucination and cum and shit. Yeah, that's about it. I forgot what his actual ability was. So they shredded him at extreme speeds, so we didn't even get to see what he did. Next is Psycho Mantis. Now, I think we all know here, he's the leader. He's the leader of these 5 guys I just told you prior. So he's the leader of the Mantis group, and he's pretty scary. And so he can like read the minds and can like move to different chats. So he can like avoid being attacked altogether by breaking the 4th wall. That was practically his power. Yeah, come. He's pretty scary. Next is the Kingpin from Part 9 OVA. So his Mirage is Notorious B.I.G. And he fought both Dio and Gappy at the same time while Patrick was watching. Yeah, Patrick was watching there. So like so his Mirage was pretty strong. He was gonna fuck them up until like this massive explosion happened. He's pretty tough. Oh, okay. Next is Shaquavius from Part 12 and also reappeared in Part 13, which was actually deemed uncanon. His Part 13 appearance, I think. So his power, he's just a giant monster. Oh yeah, he also appeared in Part 11. So he was able to tank a full-on Omni Bolt from Captain Condi Condoms, which is very great. I mean, he was able to bulk that shit, and it required 2 of them to defeat him, which is extreme, because Condi is really fucking strong. And so is Shaquavius. He's also massive, and he likes Fortnite, and he wants to get the dub. Also, fuck him. Next is Light Yagami from Part 9 OVA and Part 7. Appearance here. So his power. What did he do again? I don't remember what Light did. What the fuck did Light do? I can't remember what his ability was off the top of my head. Oh yeah. He uses his Mirage's Ryuk. His Mirage's Ryuk, whatever his name was. And he has the Death Note, of course. And like the Mirage is that Ryuk gives him the Death Note, practically. And he can write down the names of anyone that killed him. You know, like Death Note. But the person he was fighting was Diego Brando. Sorry, not just any Diego Brando. It was I'm not going to say his full fucking name, but he was so Diego told him his full name, and Light Yagami didn't have enough time to write down his full name because it was like 50,000 letters long. So Funny Man McGee's Diego just kicked his ass. Next is Diego Brando from an alternative universe with a completely unique name, or whatever the fuck it was. It's hard to remember. It's a really long name. So his power is something. I actually forgot what it was. I genuinely don't fucking remember. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, what the fuck did he do? Hey, what did he do? Fuck, I can't open the image. Fuck. What the fuck did Diego do? I don't think he did it. I don't think he even used the power or had a Mirage to begin with. Fuck him. Next is fucking Patches, the funny Doge wolf thing from Entropy Adventures Expansion 4. So he possessed the Mirage Blade Wolf, and he practically has a chainsaw for a tail. I think, yeah, a chainsaw for a tail on that Mirage, and he also holds a cool like long dagger in his mouth. He's pretty good at fighting. He can also cause frenzy on you, and that will really fucking kill you hard. So be careful of that. Next is Cabal from Entropy Adventures Expansion 4. He has a rifle, and he can snipe and shoot. Though, he kind of has to reload after like each shot sometimes, unless he uses one of his skills. His Mirage is the Admirable, and what that does is that he can like literally like give them like fucking motivation, which he can give himself motivation to boost his power, his teammates' powers, like, you know, strength and resistances, can even bring them back to life or repower them. You know, he's pretty tough. Cabal's wild. Next is Dio Brando. Same case as Diego. They're literally the same character in Entropy Chronicles, and fuck you. Next is the man of 1,000 techniques from part 9. He's only ever appeared in one image, and he fought Ed as Ed was resurrected. And it was an insane fucking battle. Because this man, the man of 1,000 techniques knew 1,000 techniques. But of course, Ed has mastered one move 1,000 times and has defeated him. But don't underestimate his 1,000 techniques. Next is Ironwood. He appeared in part 8 and part 7. And his power was that he could also play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or some shit. And he just knew how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! As well as he was fighting Joey Wheeler. And he defeated his... he used dark magician, he summoned dark magician, and he was going hard on him. But luckily Joey Wheeler won at the end. And that's Ironwood. Next is the Pulverizer. Good old Pulverizer. Pulverizer from part 9. His he has no Mirage, but he was just built different. He defeated Sora, who possessed a Mirage, with his raw strength. Meaning, this motherfucker was able to catch meteors in the sky. For granted, this is not end of season. This is not this is not part 9 movie Sora, end of part 9 Sora. But it's early Sora. But even then, he caught a dark meteor. He caught a meteor from the sky and just fucking threw that shit back. And this was his Mirage Chuck Requiem, bro. Yeah, Pulverizer is fucking strong. This dude can cause earthquakes casually if he stomped the ground casually with some force, Yeah, he's you don't fuck with the Pulverizer. There's a reason. But even then, he still was no match for Sora at near the end of the series because he just got massively amped. Next is the Joker. Joker from part 15. Not the other Joker. Sorry, I was scratching my throat. So, Joker from part 15. His power was Killer Bean. He was able to use his Mirage to shoot and stun Nergigante, who was defending the relic that they needed. Well, that Joker wanted to change society. And Joker's no goofball. He's pretty good at fighting. He and Akechi even fought Jin, who was outer versatile because he had the Jewel of Life amp, and before he even summoned his Mirage. But him and Akechi were holding him off, even though Jin wasn't really trying, but it was still a feat nonetheless. Though then Joker kind of got game ended and he got backstabbed, and I don't know how to say about that. It made me sad. Yeah, he helped he made 8 the man he was today. Next is Blitz from the Entropy Adventures Expansion 3. Okay. It was 3. So the power of Blitz was he just had a lot of electrical might. He was the fucking pre-patched Storm Trance. He was pre-patched Storm Trance of D1. He was the fucking pre-nerf Geomag stabilizer in D2, bro. He was fucking monstrously powerful. His power is that he just has a lot of lightning. He can even use Storm Trance himself. If he touches one thing with lightning, shit chains 20 times in a row. He can even enhance his teammates by chaining his electricity to overcharge them, to also have this chaining mechanism. And he can even overcharge himself to be even faster and stronger. Blitz is a fucking monster, bro. And he's got wings, he can fly too. Don't fuck with Blitz. Blitz is fucking crazy. Next is Erwin Smith from part 16. Erwin's Mirage was shirtless Jacksepticeye, and he could use the Septic Slash, which was able to. It didn't do much to Omega Zero, but it was something nonetheless. And he was able to tank a hit. Remember, he got his fucking whole ass arm cleaved the fuck off by Omega Zero. And was oh fuck, oh god, I'm gonna die, bro. But then he got clutched, homie, saved by Zero. Look, Erwin's pretty wicked. Erwin's pretty wicked. Next, Next is Reiner, and Reiner is suicidal. So Reiner's powers that he's able to, his Mirage allows him to Titan shift into the armored Titan, and so he's able to just straight up eat hits like left and right. Though that's as far as you can give him there, because after that one time he used his ability, he just was completely suicidal. He wanted to kill himself, like brutally. Like literally in one of the scenes, he literally shoots himself, but he doesn't die, so he can literally blow half his head off and stay alive because God will not let him die. Because it's funny. Next is Meowth from Part 9. One of the first fights ever shown, the first fight showed on screen in Entropy Chronicles versus Meowth. Holy shit, bro. Versus Meowth. This fucking fight, it was Garfield versus Meowth. Meowth was actually bopping Garfield. And like he was actually gonna win that fight, but then it turned to 12. But then it turned to 12 a.m. on the dot. And the moment that happened, Meowth was like, why are you so much stronger? Like Garfield just like, well, I'm explaining why Garfield kicked his ass. Look, Meowth was actually able to hold off Garfield like pre-Monday amp. Because Garfield gets a massive amp on Mondays. So Meowth, he's fucking strong. He can G-Max, he can fucking do all sorts of shit. He's strong. Okay. Next is Kemph, I think? Yeah, I was having trouble finding an image for this fucking piece of shit to put in the video. But his power is that he has swords. And he fought Ferdinand and Ferdinand beat him. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so next is Mega Banette. Or, well, not Mega Banette, it's just Net. From Part 24, the Pokemon mascot of that part. Her power is, first of all, she's a ghost. So she can, pass through things. So she can do that. 2, she can Mega Evolve. That's pretty wacky. 3, check out Mirage. Oh, I know her Mega Evolution is the Mirage. Okay, so her Mirage is this marionette shit where she can literally marionette, because it's in the name. It's in the name after all. She uses marionette powers to use on Mao, the Malamar, and was able to completely stop his movements by bounding her to him with these marionette strings, stopping him from being able to move. So she's a pretty hack space fighter, but she can also slap some ass because she was able to sneak up and grab a Mao at the same time and drag him below the floor before he noticed, which was pretty wacky. So she's got the fucking techs. Next is Dusclops from Part 6 OVA. Dusclops' power was that he's able to first of all, he's a ghost, just like Banette, and can pass through shit. That's just casual, and can just blatantly turn completely invisible. So Dusclops' power here is he's able to create these master hands, I think, and grab motherfuckers and take them to the cum dimension. He literally takes niggas to the cum dimension. Holy shit. God damn. Next is Xylopero from Entropy Chronicles Expansion 1. He was one of the generals. His power is spooky. So he's able to straight up. So his power is that he can achieve his Resurrection form. Resurrection. Okay, see, I pronounced it right. See, I'm Spanish. I'm Spanish, guys. I'm Hispanic. So he's able to use the Resurrection and achieve the state of fucking Chad status, and he's able to spread this black liquid on people to duplicate them, and that's self-explanatory. Another thing he can do is that he can literally rewrite a play. Everything he's doing is a play, so he can rewrite a play to turn your own allies against you as a part of the play. And he's fucking very hack space and can be potentially wacky. Next is Grex from Entropy Adventures Expansion 2. He's a hunter. I forgot he was a hunter when I was looking back through this. I thought we never had a hunter in Entropy Chronicles. But his power, so he does hunter things. He has tether, he's got the golden gun, he's got the blade barrage, he's got the arc staff, he's got it all. Like, I don't even need to explain why he's tough. Next is Moon Knight from part 3. Moon Knight's Mirage is Salamence. Salamence moves so fast that Rimuru was unable to react and got cleaved straight in half, while Charger was barely able to avoid the attack. And this move was straight up cleaving shit. It was tangoing. It was an actual threat. Not even Janemba was able to react to it when Rimuru used it on him. Like, shit was fucking wild. Ooh boy. So that was the end of that tier. So you guys should like and subscribe. It'd be appreciated. And the next tier will come out eventually when I feel like it. Cock. And yeah, see ya.